right, so you said, hi, Gaia. Hello. Really want your take on something. Harry obviously loves.
Okay, hey y'all. Let me let me get on here and talk about this conversation that's going on. I really think this is a good conversation, especially to be had amongst people who actually love and support Harry and Meghan, not like hatervilles. But I think two things can be right at the same time. I think I love this movie Sabrina when they ask her where she got her name from and she tells the story. And he said, and Sabrina's the one who got rescued by the prince. And she said, no, Sabrina was the savior. If you never watched the movie, go watch it. But anyway, Meghan definitely saved Harry. Because when you grow up in such a bubble, and Harry's even admitted this, he never thought he'd have a way out, right? And if he would have married anyone but Meghan, he wouldn't have had a way out. Because most people who would have married Harry, especially if he would have married someone from the UK, would have been more married to that institution and the title and the prestige. Sorry if you hear my son's music. And the prestige than actually Harry. Whereas Meghan already had a life, a wonderful life that she loved and thrived on and was used to making it on her own. And so it was easy for her to be like, listen, we can go. We can return and live this life. She made Harry for the first time realize there was another way to live. And then it goes to Harry didn't have this skills or he didn't have that. He didn't own this or that. But this is two-part. First of all, Harry, he had his military career, which he would have never thought, that he never wanted to leave, number one, but he never thought they would have took that from him. Harry was hoping to go to a place like Africa and live, because that's where he always went to find his refuge, and that was his happy and safe place. He was most loved, treated most kindly, and felt the most passion for Africa. So that's where I think that's where he always saw himself eventually going, right? And so he was preparing to always support the crown, because that's what he had been indoctrinated to do, basically. That's what he had been bred to do. But he wanted to do it in Africa, away from the UK and the press, who had, let's be honest, just tortured this man for profit his whole entire life. Now, where I think Harry did go wrong is I think he was extremely naive in trusting his family to protect him or Meghan, because they never once protected Harry. I think he quickly realized, my God, they learned nothing from my mother. I think he always thought they learned from what happened for his mother and that they wouldn't allow that to happen to another woman. And he realized they don't care about your mother then, and they don't care about you and your wife now. You were the stooge. You've been raised to be the stooge for your father and your brother, and now we have your wife. And on top of that, she's a woman of color, so even more vitriol, even better. And she's starting to steal our sunlight. So I think Harry was wrong on that account to ever trust his family. He should have never trusted them. When he married Meghan, his plan should have been from the beginning, I'm going to marry her and go to Africa, and we're going to raise our family and serve the queen as best we can there. But let's be clear, they still would have outshined them from Africa, because Harry and Meghan just have the magic that Diana had. Speaking of that, I have a real question. Who owns the right? Someone said he left with $10 million. I guess that's what that's what his mother left him. But Diana, like Michael and Marilyn Monroe, are one of the most popular figures in history. Her face, image is on everything. Who owns the rights to Diana? Do Harry and William own the copyright, the brand of Diana? Who owns the rights to Diana, her imagery? Everything has to do with her. Because if Harry and William own it, when I hope they do at this point, they should be independently wealthy based on that. I was just at a random store in my local town here in North Carolina. There's a little store called Hemrick's. They have so much. They have Diana faces on t-shirts. They have a whole calendar of Diana. She's everywhere. If you go on to Amazon, she's on cups and mugs and everything. Who owns those images? In my opinion, Harry should have always been independently wealthy, just based on his mother, not even the royal family. Because this is what I want the UK to realize. People don't pay attention to Harry because he's Charles' son as much as they pay attention to Harry because he's Diana's son. And he's really the true representation that we have left of Diana. Because let's face it, William is Charles' son. He's become a company man. Now we hear his father is sick, so he's going to have to step up even more. William's gone. Okay, there's no Diana sparkle left in William. I'm sure he loves his mother, but he doesn't represent her at all. He don't have her magic, her passion for people, and the everyday person that he just don't have it. Okay, him nor his wife. I don't care how much they try to make fetch happen. It doesn't happen with them. Harry's just naturally have the sparkle that his mother had, that all races have her. So yes, black people came in and swooped in and supported Meghan because number one, we saw, without Meghan doing the Oprah interview, we saw what they were doing to her, which is why Tyler Perry, who never met her, would send her a letter and say, if I see what's going on, and if you ever need me, holler at your boy, because he saw it. She didn't need to do it. Oh, that was before Meghan even got married. Tyler Perry sent her that letter. And she had enough, and people love to say she never claimed being black. Meghan had enough soul and enough connection to realize, to let me reach out to this brother. And at first it was just to speak with him, that someone I can trust. Out of the whole world, she called on this black man she never met as someone she could trust and confide in. That's how isolated they had this woman, how broken they tried to make this woman, okay? And so yes, we swooped in and protect her because the black community didn't like how they did Diana. I remember my dad talking all the time, even when she passed. He was like, they unalived that woman. They were hounding that woman until this happened. My father always remember that. And that's why people in America don't trust the UK. It ain't because Harry wrote a book, which just confirmed what we already knew, or Meghan did an interview, which confirmed what we already knew. America and the world look at the royal family crappy because we saw what they did to Diana, and we seen what they tried to do to Meghan. But the world also saw Harry say, not on my watch. I will give all this up and protect my wife. I'm not going to be like my father and leave and let this happen. My children won't grow up without a mother like I did. And so that's why people rally around Harry. And I'm not a person who believes Harry was just this bumbling fool that didn't have anything to offer. Harry had a lot to offer the world. He had military skills. He had people skills, networking skills. He could bring people together. Look at all of Harry's charities. They're all thriving. Ones that he started when he was 17. He just raised over $1 million with one polo event for them. He's committed and loyal, and he stays connected. That's why when he goes to Jamaica, he's received so well. Not just because people don't like William and them, but the local Jamaican people say every time he's ever been there through his youth, he would always get involved with the community, play soccer with them, talk to them. He didn't just come and ride on a Jeep or get carried around. He didn't do that. Harry was never like that. He's a good person. So Harry had skills that he could have thrived outside of the UK, still working for the crown, working for the military. He had purpose. And even what he does with the military, it's purpose. So I don't want to downplay Harry. But no, I don't think he ever thought he could really leave. It took a strong woman like Meghan and made him feel assured enough, like, man, baby, I got you. If we down or if we up, long as we have each other, we're going to be good. And he needed a strong black woman to do that. Now, one other thing I think Harry went wrong. The first thing I said was trusting his family. The second thing is I feel from the very beginning, Meghan, knowing her father is low down, should have paid him off to be silent. They should have never went on, you're my dad, you should just do this. They should have paid that man off, got him security suppressed, and no one could have got near him. When they got engaged, they should have flew out there, or even right before they got engaged, let him know and paid him off to be silent, because that's all that man really wants is money. And he could have possibly not wreaked so much chaos. I mean, Wendy Williams said it a long time ago. Pay him off. Just pay him off to shut up. And because that's all he wants is money. He don't want a relationship. He just wants money. But anyway, I'm proud of Harry and Meghan. They got out. But I do want to know who has the rights to Diana. Because Harry should be worth $100 million just on Diana's brand alone.